أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ورفعنا لك ذكرك صدق الله العظيم وصدق رسوله النبي الحبيب الكريم ونحن على ذلك لمن الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. True is Allah, our Master, true is Allah, our Creator, true is Allah, our Sustainer, Allah, our Maintainer. True is Allah, the All-Knowing, true is Allah, the All-Wise, true is Allah, the Most Merciful, true is Allah, the Most Compassionate. Peace and salutations upon His most beloved, His most dearest, most nearest, the pinnacle of creation, the reason for creation, Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. First of all, I'd like to say Assalamu alaikum to my brothers in Tariqat, Hazur Qibla Alam, distinguished scholars. When we come to these gatherings, we speak of the love of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. But what always strikes me is there's a difference between knowing the path you have to walk down and actually walking down the path you go down. And whenever I sit here and I listen to people talk about the love of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, even though I understand all the words, I'm not always successful in following their advice. So we speak a lot about the love of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, but what does it really mean to walk down the path of loving Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam? So I have a few minutes, so I'd like to convey a few stories of people who had a deep love for Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The first is a great muhaddis of the time, Hazrat Imam Muslim rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi, who we all know is a famous compiler of an authentic range of a hadith. Now Imam Muslim rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi used to have such a deep love for the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam that whenever they used to compile their hadiths, it said in their autobiography that they used to cry reading the words of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. They used to fall in love with the words of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam to such an extent at the age of 52 they passed away, because they used to follow the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, that they used to eat dates while they used to read the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And it came such a day that they read one of the hadiths of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and they fell so in love with Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam that they relinquished their own need for their own body, that they ingested so much dates that they actually passed away. This is the love that they had for Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Yesterday we were speaking about the teaching of Ala Hazrat rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi, Imam Ahmad Raza Khan rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi, who have written many books about how we should love Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Although we know their teachings, what of the man rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi? From a young age, Ala Hazrat rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi had a deep desire to visit Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in His wisdom allowed Ala Hazrat rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi to visit the blessed city of their beloved, Makkatul Mukarramah and Madinatul Munawwarah. And while they were there, on one of the days before they were due to leave, they heard the azan for Salatul Maghrib. So they went and rushed to Maqam Ibrahim to pray Namaz al-Maghrib. And they stood in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They prayed Namaz al-Maghrib. They made dua to Allah that they would be granted to come back to Madinatul Munawwarah once again. Now on standing from Maqam Ibrahim, they heard the voice of a man running towards them. And they turned their head and they saw a man shouting their name. And this man approached them, and without introducing himself, he grabbed the hand of Ala Hazrat rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi, and he dragged them out from Maqam Ibrahim to his house. And once they got to the house, what did Ala Hazrat say to him? Rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi majma'in. They questioned him, who are you? And this man said, my name is Hassan ibn Salih Kamal, rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi majma'in. And they said, why have you brought me to your house? And they said, I saw you at Maqam Ibrahim, and I saw the way you submitted yourself to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And every time I look upon your face, I see the nur of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So I wanted the blessing of being close to someone who loves Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. I wanted to be close to the lover of the loved. This was the first time that Ala Hazrat rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi majma'in visited Saudi Arabia. So they made the dua that they would come once again, and they did return at the age of 49. And once again they met the same man who saw this love of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam on their face. At the time, there was a big Wahhabis movement who were looking to find out more about what Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah, what their teachings were. So this man approached Ala Hazrat on behalf of these ulama of Haramain Sharifain, and he said, Ala Hazrat rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhim majma'in, could you tell me about ilm al-ghaib and what this means in reference to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam? He said, I come on behalf of the ulama of Haramain and Sharifain, and they have 7 or 8 questions on this subject. And we give you 3 days to answer all of these questions. And Ala Hazrat rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi majma'in replied, okay, I accept, and I will take away these questions and I will answer them for you. So they took away these questions, and the next day they came down with a fever. They became ill. But even after their illness, it said that Ala Hazrat rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi majma'in, they took upon this task. They had so much love for Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. They did not go undeterred. They did not let this fever stop them from spreading the love that they had for Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And even before the 3 days were over, after 2 days, Ala Hazrat rahmatullahi alayhi majma'in went back to this man. They went back to this man and they gave him an 800-page fatwa written in the Arabic language about what ilm al-ghaib means, with reference to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. In 3 days, Ala Hazrat had compiled an entire book on ilm al-ghaib and what it means to love Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Even when they were in Musibat, they remembered their love for Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So I talked about what it means between knowing the path and walking the path. Similarly, when I see us, we say here, we learn about Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. I don't consider myself very learned, but I'm coming to know the path. When I look at Hazur Qibla Alim, I know they're walking it. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to take the pills of wisdom away from Hazur Qibla Alim and Tabzada Balashan, who have much to teach us about the love of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And may Allah Azza wa Jal grant you and me the tawfiq to be amongst the people who walk this path. وَمَا عَلَيْنَا إِلَّا الْبَلَاغُ الْمُبِينَ.